What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode here on the Falappi YouTube channel. And you saw the title. We are in fact going to be deleting the self-propel off of a Craftsman Platinum Series push mower. But a lot of stuff devolved for us to get to that point. So grab a root beer, Mountain Dew, the entire 30 pack of Bush Latte, whatever you need to get through this one. I don't know. It's going to be a long one, but there's some good comedy. We'll get into it. Roll the opening. What you see behind me, the white thing, is the gate. It's got a toolbox in the shop, and we'll do a little bit about that. What we have going on under the hood here is the stock. What we're going to do, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Anyway, like I said, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Well, guys, like I said, my name's Mike, and welcome back. And thanks for supporting me. If you're new here, subscribe to the channel. We do ridiculous things like this almost every week. Either that, or I try to teach you something, or I show you something, or we do whatever. Cars, small engines, tools, abandoned stuff, going and seeing sites, learning history, whatever I feel like. But today, we're doing what is day 3 of being out here working on this thing. And like you saw, we're gonna be deleting the self-propel on this mower behind me, the Craftsman Platinum Series 7.0. The motor runs great, as you'll hear and see, but yeah, I tried to fix it. You can see my backwoods diagnosis process. And you could also see how I attempted to fix it. First the right way, with the parts from the Scamazon Primo. And then also my backwoods way I try to fix it. And then I'll, once you look at that fun stuff, stick to the end. And, watch my interesting repair process that went down real quick. And then we'll get to how to delete the self-propel off this thing. Other than that, I know about 87.5% of you are going to come out here and say Mike Falappi is a hack. Yes, I know. I could have went and bought the right parts to fix it. But we'll get into all of that stuff later. Just watch the funny footage first, and then we'll get back with you. Okay. As you can see here, we got the Craftsman Platinum Series Briggs & Stratton lawnmower. And if you've been here since the early days of the channel, you'll know my first good video that I ever posted that got decent views right off the bat. In fact, honestly, if I wouldn't have gotten like over 1,000 views on that video the first off rip, I probably would have quit. But I had the Craftsman Gold series, which that one might have been a little bit bigger. I forget. The engine off of that's actually sitting on the curb right now to get scrapped. But yeah, this is a pretty solid mower here. And if you'll notice, let me see if I can do this one-handed here. Probably not. I have a tripod for a reason. For being 100% completely honest, this thing's in about the same condition that the old Craftsman Gold was in when I got it. This one does run. The only real issue with it is something in the self-propel, whether it's the wheels themselves or the axles or whatever other armatures in there, isn't really kicking over the way it's supposed to, and it's not really engaging to the extent that it is supposed to. So yeah, we're gonna see why that is, and then see if we can't figure out how to make it work right. Now going completely off of, you know, what little bit I think from, you know, reasoning. If I flip this up here, and you look under the deck of this thing, you can turn this. This shaft is moving here, but this shaft here doesn't. I mean, it moves. It doesn't sound super happy. So that's where we're going to start. We're going to start by pulling this wheel off. For those of you wondering why I'm using the bed of the truck as opposed to the shop, it's cooler out here. There's better lighting, and I think you guys can maybe see what I got going on just a little bit better. I don't necessarily know if starting by taking this off will do anything, but I figure there's a shot. The next step would be probably taking apart the whole, you know, taking the whole assembly apart. Let me just bring you in here and show you kind of what we have going on, I think. If you've never seen the inside of one of these, basically there's a gear on the back of here. You have a gear here, and then the gearbox is basically driving this. And yeah, it sits on the shaft, meshes up with its gears on the inside, and then in theory the self-propel should be driving this wheel. I don't know if maybe this whole assembly having this much play just as part of this, I don't know, maybe it doesn't like having this much play in it. The other side definitely does not have that much play in it. So maybe we take the easy route and just try to bolt this whole thing back up a little bit more solid and start there and see if that works, because this whole thing definitely, I mean, you can tell the whole thing's kind of loose. Let me try tightening this wheel over here. I don't know, maybe over time this stuff gets loose and just doesn't run very well. Maybe. Sometimes you just got to try the easy stuff and work your way down. I don't really want to tear this whole thing apart for nothing if I don't have to. So. This is a February 2011 model, by the way. Go ahead and try and flip this thing back up again. Take this back off again. I wonder if there's just too much slop. This gear turns fine. Makes me wonder if there's just too much slop in these gears or something. It's The axle turned terrific, but as soon as you put this on here, it's just not turning very well. I have an idea if you guys will humor me for a minute. What happens if I take this wheel off of here? What if we swap our wheels? Every single bolt inside of this whole thing is sheared off and not working right at all. So let me start by tightening all that back together. I think I might have something small enough to do that. I get questions from people occasionally. They're like, Mike, you work on Hondas. Why do you have SAE? Well, these bolts here specifically, 1/4 inch. Yeah, so it's a good thing that I have SAE. It's funny to me that this wheel was the one spinning better when all these bolts have walked themselves out over time. Also, the insides of these wheels are cracked. If I was going to do this right, you'd probably want to go and buy new wheels and new sprockets all the way around. Gonna take a wild guess and say that our sprocket's not good anymore. Or rather than, maybe not the sprocket, but rather the drive gear on the axle. Because it's not getting any contact. Because I would think that that would be supposed to spin. So I have a few ideas other than going and just completely buying new gears, because look, gears for this, you're not going to find them probably. They're not going to be cheap and they're not going to be readily available, but if I could do something quick and dirty to get it up and running, even if I got to readjust it every so often, maybe that's what we try to do. So, yeah. Let me take a look at a few things and we'll get right back with you. I have a crazy idea. Don't hate me, but I got a roll of electrical tape. And I want to see if I wrap electrical tape around these gears, could it make up enough space to get the wheels to turn? Now, I know what you're thinking. You probably already just said Falappi's a hack. So I'm going to click off of here. But I know this isn't going to be a permanent fix to this issue. But what I'm trying to see is if I try to install this gear. Would you believe that this is actually working to an extent? If I install this tape, if I tape this gear up and enlarge the surface area or contact patch or whatever you want to call it, if we do that and give more for the gear to bite into, then the wheel spins. My idea is that would tell me if maybe if it works. Is it really a dumb idea? Now, my idea with this is to see if this will work, and then if it does make the self-propel work, we know that the gears are bad. And from there, we can go either online to like Craftsman Parts Direct, or I could go look on like, go to Rural King and look in their aisle of junk and maybe get the correct stuff there too. I don't know. Because really all I need is a singular gear. Spinning better than it was before. I say we pull her down and see what it does. Here goes nothing, guys. I want to show you guys something for comparison here. No, I really don't know how good of a comparison the Toro recycler is, because it runs perfectly fine, but see, the Toro recycler is all-wheel drive, so it's not the best comparison, but like that thing almost wants to pull you away, versus if I go and bring our Craftsman friend back over here. A little bit better of a test, I think. It's gonna be a little bit tricky one-handed, but we're gonna get it done. The self-propel definitely works, but this will be the real test for us. That ain't gonna work quite the way I wanted it. We also just ran out of gas. See, I can take the all-wheel drive Toro. I'll push this back. I could push the all-wheel drive Toro up that hill. So that's not a real good, it's not a great test. But I mean, both wheels spin. So you know it's not an axle problem. You know it's not, I think those gears are just worn out and they're not meshing. So I think the only thing I could really do at this point is go on the internet and do some research about buying all new gear sets, or maybe even just a whole new complete system for this, see what eBay has to offer and see how much money it's going to be and if it's worth doing it. But other than that, I mean, I would like to take that wheel back off and see what condition our tape's in. But other than that, I mean, it is what it is. Like I said a few minutes ago, or well, I probably edited it out because I ended up putting a camera in my mouth and it shot the zoom rate up and it looked kind of weird. But I'm pretty sure that we have at least a minor success here. Simply because this wheel does spin. And it only spun for about 8 seconds because the sheer speed of this shaft went and bit our tape up. But the fact that it did work, we saw that the shaft does spin. I don't know if this was instantaneous or it took a little bit to work. But yeah, it did work. So from here, what can I do? I have a couple ideas. One, I could go and get like JB Weld or something and try to make more contact between this gear here that way. Or the right thing would be to see if I can get some gears that'll work. I'm not sure what the shaft diameter of this is, so I don't know how easy it's going to be to find replacement parts. I don't know if I could find the correct stuff. Maybe I could find a whole rear end out of another mower. I don't know. But the fact that everything still works in there, it's the fact that it's just not turning this wheel correctly when it's on there. I know that it will work. So hopefully in the next day or so here I could find the right parts, because it's currently Monday when I'm filming this video, and I would like for you to see this video next Monday. Drink of the day, because this is the end of this day. A warm red Gatorade from the Walmart. Not too bad. Not too bad. Let me get on the interwebs, maybe get on the eBay or the jungle website, as people call it, or Scamazon, or Fleabay, or maybe Craftsman's Parts Direct, or maybe I check a place like a Rural King and see if they sell gears there. I don't know. But we got to do something because I'm not ready to give up on this motor. This motor runs so well. It just fires off immediately, and that's something that you don't get every day. Well, guys, it's another day. As you can see, I'm wearing the work clothes. I just got off work, and it's a hot one out here today. Drink of the day is Rural King spring water. It's too hot for all the bullshit. No Gatorade or energy drink can save you now. Drink water. I've heard guys complain that I don't drink water. I only drink Mountain Dew. I only drink beer. And believe me, I love me a good Mountain Dew or a good Miller Lite or Mick Ultra. But water, when it's 90 degrees. Anyway, we have parts from the Scamazon Primo edition, also known as Amazon Prime to you normal folks out there. We're going to open it with the Stanley box cutter here. And look what we have. We have a new set of wheels that they might be the right size, or they might be a tad bit big. I don't know, but they got brand new gears on her. We also have what I believe might be a repackaged set. Well, come on. Well, these are not the right size, I don't think. But, hey, they might work if we need to. Axle gears. But I'm going to tell you what we're going to do. 99.8723 million and 5 or 62% of the people on the forums or the YouTube or the whatever seem to think that the wheels are the big issue and that those axle gears don't really mean a whole hill of beans in the end of the fight. So what I'm going to do, rather than wasting 86 billion and a half minutes per year trying to remove the E-clips from the gear, we're going to start by replacing the wheels. See if that makes it any better. Then we know, hey, the gears, even though they look a little bit on the reduced side of things, we'll know they're not really an issue, and it'll save us a little bit of time. And then if we go ahead and put the wheels on and it doesn't really fix it, then we know we got to go ahead and replace those axle gears. It's only one 14 millimeter bolt. I don't even think it's a 14 millimeter bolt. I think it's some kind of SAE mumbo jargon, garbage, whatever. So we're going to do the right thing and just take them off 70 million times with the good old millimeter system here, and then probably end up stripping it out. But we're going to start with the wheels, see where that gets us, and then we'll go for there. And instead of putting a lawnmower on here this time, let me show you the system I rigged up to get the job going. So as you can see, I got the old Craftsman sitting on a floor jack here, and well, you know, that's probably enough engagement to get her. You know, she's up off the ground, but we want all that premium access. So I'm going to do the right thing and just, you know, keep sending her up here with the floor jack. I forgot to retighten her after I let her down here. Having a hard time finding the hole. Oh yeah. Then if you're lazy and don't want to keep you to jacket her up with the hand, you could pound on her with the foot for a few minutes. Oh yeah, give it all to her. That way we can get her right up there in the teeth. That's safe. Now we can get to work. Well, guys, I got me here one of my new wheels from the Scamazon Primo. It brought me the 9/16 as well.
And wouldn't you know, the 9/16 fits better than the 15 ever did. It's Craftsman, and they run on the, the bald eagle measurements instead of the, European millimeters. Oh yeah. He's got a built-in. I can tell you already by looking at it. First of all, I don't think those gears are too big, and second of all, I think we need to add the little gears. So we're gonna stop right here, and I think we're gonna go ahead and just replace some of the pinion gears here. Now I've removed these E-clips a couple times in my life, but damned if I remember how to do it right now. Probably what you don't want to do is beat on the E-clip with a hammer and your old Husky screwdriver. I don't know if you could. I'm sure she'd rather do this on the ground than up in the air, but think I care? Oh, that knocked the E-clip right out of it. I know if this thing's going to come off. Feels like this gear's been on there so long. Hey, here we go. And for those of you making fun of me using the old hickory handle carpenter's framing hammer for pulling the gear, you think I care? I don't care. I don't care. Now, we'll see if this works. The size on these is just a little bit not right, I think. So these gears are not anywhere near close at all-ish to the right size. This gear will almost fit in here. So I say we do the right thing. Oh yeah. Hear me out. We'll see if we'll send her. We'll see if they work. At this point in my life, I don't even really. Does it matter that much? Probably not. Oh yeah. Now this idea that I have is probably absolutely terrible, but we're going to give it a shot. I don't have much faith in running these old wheels with this setup. So I do have a set of bald Lawn Boy wheels that I'm going to see if I can't jam the gears off the ground down set of Craftsman wheels into, because they look like they might have just a little bit more of the diameter. And yeah, we might be able to cram the wrong size pinion gear in there. And then in return, maybe run this setup. Now the gap on this is absolutely wrong, but that's fine. In fact, I might even have something that we could rig up in here. I have yet another absolutely god-awful idea. Let me see about this one. Now, I don't know if these will tack in at all, but I'm willing to give her a shot. So what you do, you take aluminum roofing nails, and you take the framing hammer that I said you didn't want to use before. I don't know. This may work. As I pound a hole through the front of here. And hey, you got yourself a poorly aligned sprocket. But guess what? Now it's time to check the clearances here. I don't even really feel like doing this, so I'll just take you along with me here. Go ahead and realign this, shove our way too big sprocket on here, and then moment of truth. Oh, I gotta take this out because she got her own shim. I don't know if the nut will even fit. Let me go ahead and bolt this down real quick. Now, you guys can't see me, but I had to bring you in here to show you how absolutely ridiculous this is. But the fact that I think it might actually work outweighs that. If so, it's all for the video views. Also, it looks like it's going to storm any minute. So if we get killed by lightning doing this, it is what it is. Anyway, keep watching because this is terrible, but it works. So what you want to do is center your sprocket up in there as best as you can. Where we're going, we don't need perfection. You drop your rusty aluminum roofing nail through there. You wait till she goes through the front face of this wheel. Then you keep her lined up. Keep her lined up as good as you can. And then you take your next rusty aluminum roofing nail and you put her through there. Then you take your final rusty aluminum roofing nail. It works. Then you just pop this out. Then we bolt this onto the lawnmower, your killer 10,000, and see if it'll work. That failed miserably. She didn't make it too far before she chucked everything off, and now we're three-wheeling. She still runs though. This is not going to work well, but onto something just catastrophically coming apart in there. I don't know if maybe that's it beating off that loose screw or what it is, but hey, we made it 3 feet. I have no idea. This was the most redneck last minute trying to salvage before the weather comes in kind of thing I can do. I'm going to jump back on the good old interwebs junior there and see if I could come and figure this out.
Other than that, the only thing I could really say is don't try to blast your Lawn Boy yellow wheels onto the Craftsman with roofing nails, because yeah, it's not going to work. So I know you guys are currently probably saying to yourself, okay, you did all that random bullshit to try to get the mower to work. Why are you going to delete the self-propel off the push mower? And the rest of you are probably saying, you're such a hack, you know, you could fix it. What's going on? I bought the parts off the Scamazon Primo under the impressions that it would work the way that they said it would. I swear that the parts said that they would fit the Craftsman Platinum series. I don't know if there's like 6 Craftsman Platinum series from like 74 different gears, but the pinion gears and the wheels do not fit the 2011 Craftsman Platinum. I didn't have time, nor the energy, nor the desire to go and try to return those parts, figure it out, get it done again. And the issue is, it's not that heavy. It's a pretty good lawnmower, and then I think once we go ahead and delete the power steering, that'll lighten the load up a little bit, and it'll make it a rather good usable mower for someone else somewhere else. Not me. I don't think I'm going to hold on to it, unless I hold on to it as a spare, but let's just make sure that my, ability to delete the self-propel works the way that it's supposed to. Drink of the day number 3 here is the Canada Dry Ginger Ale. I don't know how good this is. I have reason to believe it sat in someone else's basement for like a few years. She's making all the bubbling noises. There's a little bit of gas left in the tank on the old Canada Dry. Fun trivia for you. They sent in the mail. I'm rich, by the way. I have enough money. I'm going to quit my job and I'm going to move to, LA or something. Because I'm rich. I got 5 Nigerian Nairas in the mail. Go on your currency converter and look up how much these things are worth. It's kind of laughable. I'm sorry to the people of Nigeria, but apparently these things are only worth 0.00063 for one of them. There's 5 here. 5 of these don't equal half of a cent. If you wanted to have $1, you would need about 1,600 Nigerian Nairas. So I don't think I'm going to go buy any NOS Zero with this. But hey, it's something cool to go and stick in a coin collection or something. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead, get everything rigged up, and I'm going to teach you how to delete the self-propel off your Craftsman Platinum series, or probably just about any other self-propel lawnmower. Let's get into it, guys. I think you can see me in the camera. I think I'm going to attempt to rig up the 1960s or maybe even earlier Sears, maybe, jack stand that I don't really know where it's from. But hey, we're going to see if we can rig that up to hold the lawnmower upright for us while we work on the underside, because I really have absolutely zero interest in putting it up on the back of the truck and doing it that way. Give her the old second shot at a time. That's not exactly what I wanted to do, but it'll work.
I know for a fact that you could unbolt this whole thing and just take this self-propel stuff out that way, but I don't really want to mess with it. So I'm just going to do the right thing and take off this cover here. Well, that's one way to do that. She's coming. Oh yeah. Whew. I don't think that differential was too happy. It smells like absolute hell. But yeah. So, I don't necessarily think we're at any great loss for deciding to abandon actually working on this thing the right way. This is the part where you then take your claw hammer and might end up just cutting this axle in half. You know, again, for those of you wondering why I'm just going ham on this thing, first of all, it's almost 90 degrees out here in Pennsylvania. Second of all, I wanted to have this thing fixed 2 days ago, and third of all, I'm never using any of these parts again. So I'm not super, angry about busting all this shit apart. Busted up differential stuff out of here. Will be a good time to cut the belt off, I think. From experience, what I found is when you can't cut the belt with the channel locks, you just go and you get the rig these up in there, as I suspected, and now we're beltless. So the whole thing should come on out of there. That I'm gonna have to take the wheel off to slide that one out. Here's the other end of our differential, and then I'll just cut the wires from the top at the end. Ha! One step closer to being self-propelless on the old Craftsman eater. Now it's time to finish this old girl off by removing the back country wheel here. It'd be the way that it is, and then I think we'll use our Pittsburgh hammer here. Should be able to, and I'm saving these sprockets to just get this. Go the other way with it. And that's how you remove an axle with a sledgehammer. I think I'm going to go ahead and delete these backing plates because I really don't care. I think I'm going to run these yellow wheels that I bolts through because I, again, don't really care. framing hammer again. Also, turn you guys up one click here. You're a little low for a feller. Pick the nail up before I get the nail in the lawnmower here. The lead on the sprocket because we're not going to need that where we're going here. Don't worry about the doors in the back room. Bent these adjusters in. That's why you clearance them out of the way is what you do. I hope the video footage on this one isn't complete and total just garbage because, well, the camera's the memory on the camera got full, so we got to use the cellular device now, which isn't exactly what I wanted to do, but I guess it's better than not finishing the video. Now comes the fun part of, I lost the correct nut when I did this the other day, so I brought a collection of random assorted Honda nuts, and that's too big. That's definitely going to be too big if that one was too big. That one is also too big, so that means there's only one nut left that I almost guarantee you it's going to be too small. Actually, it threads on perfectly. It's not quite the right size, but it'll do. Force says it's the right size. Ugh. Needs to go in there more. It'll be fine, it's not going to fall off. Altogether, this thing's not too bad. I think the only thing really left to do is gotta take this thing off. Oh yeah. One way to do it. Oh yeah. And there you go. No one will ever know that she was self-propel in the first place. I got this old piece left over from another mower I used to have. Go ahead. Put this thing in there. Go on, you'll fit. There you go. Now she looks like the regular old unit. Just don't mind any of that crap. And guess what? She still runs too. Well, guys, I knew at the end of the day there's going to be a couple of you out there that this video, it's either going to make a whole bunch of people subscribe or it's going to make a whole bunch of people unsubscribe. Now, I knew very well going into that lawnmower that it wasn't that good. Now, quite frankly, it works pretty well now that I ripped the self-propel out. It is quite a bit lighter. There's less resistance on everything. And it feels pretty good with those wheels on there. It makes a little bit of noise. There's something clearanced in there that isn't clearanced that well, but hey, it cuts the grass. And it's not super heavy. I just happen to have the right bagger for it. I don't necessarily suggest that you use these here, or this here, or the big sledgehammer to go ahead and take your self-propel out. But quite frankly, at the end of the day, this is, I think I'm gonna make the title of this, not how to, and more or less how not to, but it would work. And quite frankly, like so many of my favorite YouTubers have said various variations of over the years, if it works, is it really a dumb idea? No. What am I gonna do with that? Well, it's a little bit rough to sell. Let me know down in the comments if you want a part 2 of, how do you spruce up the old free lawnmower to scam some guy on the Faceplace Market jungle sales site thing. The blue F with the thing where you go on and lowball a bunch of old guys that think that their piece of shit's worth 30K. It's not. Anyway, anyone watching this, I do know how to fix small engines. I'm actually a mechanic. I know how to fix cars. This whole thing has been more or less, not even a parody, but just me letting some anger out and making some content that might be comedy. We actually do have some things in the works here for the future of actually fixing things the right way, doing things the right way. Maybe doing some projects, maybe not the right way, but better ways, and making some better content for you guys. So if you like that, stick around, and I don't know, let me know in the comments if you let me know if you like the random guy in the random yard out here by the shed busting up old free lawnmowers with the sledgehammer. But I mean, like I said, the thing does work. I mean, honestly, it feels almost as good to push. I mean, it's a little bit heavier, but there's not a whole lot of resistance on it. If I had to push a flat yard, if I didn't have to worry about going up and down hills, I'd run that thing. So I didn't fail. I used some unethical ways of deleting the self-propel. I used some unethical ways of trying to fix the self-propel. I used some unethical ways of trying to diagnose the self-propel. But at the end of the day, it worked. And there's a lot of guys out there with a lot more knowledge than me that wouldn't be willing to do those things. So as I toast you with my Canada Dry here, I'll leave you with some final thoughts. Let me know in the comments what your opinion of this video is. Someone's gonna like it. Someone's gonna laugh at what I did. So I hope you stayed till the end. I enjoyed doing this, even though it's hot out here. It's miserable. Actually, I think I'm gonna go inside and, well, guess I gotta go home first. But whenever I get home, I think it's beer time. Hashtag Busch Light, Miller Light, Michelob Ultra, Stella Artois, please sponsor me. Other than that, we'll be right back here next week. I don't know yet what we're doing. I'll probably wake up next Saturday or Sunday and say, hell, let's go do that, maybe. I don't know. But hey, the fact that I maxed the storage out on the camera lets me know that this might be a little bit longer a video. So hopefully you enjoyed that. But other than that, we do legitimate content around here all the time, working on stuff, going places, doing things. So if that's more your speed than me just being a, idiot with a sledgehammer and making things work when I want them to, then, subscribe to that, because we do, we work on cars. We explore stuff. We do all kind of cool things out here, in the southwestern Pennsylvania, greater Pittsburgh area region here. But yeah. I'm a relatable guy, I think, maybe. I don't know. if you've ever thought about, you know, taking the sledgehammer to that one thing that doesn't work, then sure. There we go. Anyway, as always, thanks for watching the channel. I don't get paid for any of this. I don't think we're definitely not big enough to ask for support yet from you guys, from the Patreons or the merchandising or any of that stuff. So the best thing you can do to support me is keep tuning in every week, like the channel, comment on the channel, subscribe to the channel, and just be here for me. And you know, like I said, we got some big plans coming here in the future. Might be getting some more people involved, might be putting some more money into this and working on some real projects out here that I've been wanting to do. And it may or may not include a 7.3 IDI going into something ridiculous. Anyway, other than that, that's the end of this video. I could sit here and ramble to you guys for the next 20 years about stuff that doesn't mean anything. It's a lot easier when I don't have to hold the camera up like this. I put you on a tripod, because if I try to hold the camera, then the camera's going to glitch because the camera in my phone is broken. But other than that, I think I've said other than that 5 times. You can do a drinking game in the last 5 minutes of this video and listen to the amount of times I said other than that and probably get drunk. But anyway, thanks for watching the video. I really appreciate it. I hope I didn't offend anyone by taking a sledgehammer to the Craftsman Platinum. And yeah, we'll see you next time right back here, same channel, similar time frame, whatever the bat thingamajig said back in the day. Anyway, thanks for watching. Later, guys.